start preaching and he's talking about communion, it just when you get the I be like, it's for the people.
Somebody said in the video that
for real though.
It was like, yo, you could see it was. Yeah.
You passionate.
Yeah, but only when
like
when I talk about,
every time. Yeah,
when I'm about to get in my bag,
you want me to
come. When I do that at home, my fiance say she say
calm down,
like relax.
And you taller than her, so you gotta be you a taller.
Huh? The hands.
Easy from the production side. Y'all are going crazy. We know there's a lot going on in the atmosphere right now. Easy. Give us a chance. All right? That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Welcome back to What's Brewing.
Yes, sir.
I'm your host, Rob Bruin, CEO and president of Courtside Wealth Partners. You tapped in with Drake yet?
Not yet.
I just the other day was listening to Jimmy Cooks.
That's one of the greatest songs.
Yeah, and I noticed your line was in there.
What did he say?
Stop me up. I don't care what he said, but I heard your course I was in there.
He
go through it, you know what I mean?
What did he say? He said you're not going to be what?
I don't know.
Yeah, you know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I know he said courtside in there, though.
He said, I'm gonna have you courtside, not the middle row. You know what I mean?
You know what? I meant to tell you this. We flipped the logo. We put a bear courtside.
Oh, I like that. That'd be a good play.
That's fire.
That's dope.
I like that. You see? That's why we gotta.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. We gotta tap in with. Yeah. All right. So many different things have been changing in the NIL space right now. The general manager role.
Yeah.
It's new. Shout out to Adrian Wojnarowski. Shout out to all the work you did at ESPN. Tapped in, gave us so many different content, and gave us a lot of great work. You moving on to St. Bonaventure now. Nas, why is the general manager position so influential now? Because it's starting to happen a lot within the division schools. Why is that going to be a shift for the NIL culture?
Yeah, I say this first. Woj, shout out to Woj.
Big Woj bomb.
But he's not the first general manager. Not saying that you said
Oh,
that,
no,
but I want to
yeah.
make sure that the listeners know.
Yeah, no, he's
the
not
viewers
first.
know he's not the first general manager.
Correct.
However, that role, you're going to see a lot more of that, and people are now going to be privy to what that is because of what Woj just did. Because prior to, what the hell is a general manager? People was like, he's leaving ESPN to be a general manager? It's like, take it. Just,
like, Woj is him, relax.
So the general manager position is, because the college athletes will now be paid from the universities themselves, they need someone to be in position who understands the climate of what it takes to, know what your school's budget is and be able to allocate that accordingly to the players you want to go after, right? And so you have to put a steward, and that's not the only premise of the role.
Correct.
But that's just a little high-level overview. And I met plenty of them about a month ago out in Santa Monica. And so I was talking to them about this because I met 3 general managers. And so
what schools? Can you say the schools you
I met one at the general manager of the University of Texas.
Okay.
Men's basketball, because the general managers are specific to the sport. Some schools, depending on the size, will have it for the entire university.
Okay. But depending on how big the team is.
Correct.
All right.
So you might get
that makes sense.
You might get multiple GMs. You might get a GM for the football, basketball, because these are big budgets to manage.
You can't have one GM for all. So that's going to get too messy.
And you want the general manager not only to understand the basketball dynamics of it all, like in terms of how to allocate these resources, but you also need the help in recruiting, because they're going to play a pivotal role in that as well. They're not going to just be putting the pieces together for the school's sake, right, for the respective sport.
Yeah.
They're going to also be a steward in the recruiting process. And Woj, he talked about that, right? And I think there will be plenty of those roles that are getting ready to reveal themselves, because it is the Wild Wild West. And these schools are not positioned to handle all of what's about to happen, because now you have...
It's just so much happening.
You got the 1099 contractors. Who's taking the burden of responsibility, ensuring that these kids are financially educated to take this money on, right? Because before, the onus was on the student, because they were being paid by a third party that was basically, they were an affiliate of the school. They weren't necessarily like an employee or an organization that the school owned. Like those collectives were not owned by the universities.
Okay.
They were hired by the university to help steward the NIL climate of being able to pay these athletes. Now the schools are going to be able to do that themselves, and so now it's all about the GMs helping them orchestrate all of that.
So it's safe to say that this is very necessary that they have this
Very
role.
necessary.
What are your concerns about this role, though? Although it's pivotal and they need it, what are your concerns about can it hinder the teams in any way or the relationships with the athletes? Because with them being able to get their own money from the outside now, but now the school is paying them as well, does that make things a little bit more sticky amongst maybe like the camaraderie of the team now?
I mean, just making sure that you hire the right person, really. Okay. I don't know that it's going to cause, I think it's going to help improve the climate because you're going to have somebody who needs to be educated on this so that the schools are not just operating from a place of like drinking from a fire hose. Because there's new information that's developing every single day from an NIL perspective. Every single day. I mean, you got the kid from, what school was that? The University of, he was told he was going to get paid a certain amount. I'm drawing a blank on the school. It'll come back to me. But if you have a general manager in place, stuff like that doesn't happen because people when you go on these recruiting visits, when they tell you stuff, you almost got to record it because
really?
when it's time for you to sign your letter of intent to go to the school and
that's
get all
what you told me. That's why I came here.
You gotta and it's like, whoa, bro, you didn't the number you gave me before versus now.
It's not matching up.
What we doing? I'm not going on that because at that point, schools already got all their players, so they know they got you by the balls a little bit because where you going?
Yeah,
the school
everybody did their budget already. Now you gotta come here.
So now people they gonna red shirt. Oh, I'm not gonna take any money from y'all. Then
I just step up.
I'm a red shirt so I can be in the transfer portal, work on my game, my development.
And then I go next year,
and I'm going somewhere else. General managers are gonna help.
That's a concern.
That. Yeah, and really, players have to. Listen. It's about the team. See something like that. If it's a high school player that's going to college and they trying to steward that. They don't want to do the due diligence because the due diligence may cause for the student athlete. But at Courtside Wealth Partners, we wouldn't even charge nothing like that. We just did that because we naturally care.
I like the way you flagged that.
Yeah,
that's good. You should do that every time.
Yeah,
it's sick. All right, so you were down Santa Monica, I believe.
CNBC.
You did the CNBC Boardroom. How was that conference
called Game Plan?
Yes, and let everybody know that it was what only?
People from the sports entertainment industry. So
invitation only?
It was invitation.
Yeah, like I tried to go. I tried to meet you there.
You had to be selected.
Correct.
So you could fill out a general.
Yeah, but you're not.
But you had to make it.
Why did they select you?
I made a call.
Oh.
I made a call. Can't say who, but I made a call.
Why you can't never say who?
Because, man.
You protecting the confidentiality of the client.
But they ain't even a client. Yeah. It just was you can't if you give up your sources, they won't be your sources no more. That's why Woj was great at what he did. He never talked about.
Send Drake that.
He never talked about.
He can use that right now.
He never talked about who. He could talk about what he did.
Yeah.
But I can always talk about the what. But when you get the
who,
you can never get the who from me. I can't get it. I can't get that out. But I made a call and I got it selected. And I'm gonna tell you that conference was really good.
Won.
It was really good, man. The people that I met, the relationships that I fostered.
Who's some people you met out there?
It put me in another stratosphere. Like I said, I met a few GMs of some universities across the country. I named University of Texas. LSU was another one. Cameron Brink was there. I met her. Juju Watkins.
How tall is Cam? She taller than you?
She taller than me. Cam is
6'6"?
6'7" maybe. She tall, bro. She had me by at least 3-4 inches.
That's crazy.
So she's.
So you was looking up to her?
Not full neck
but
extension.
You was like, oh, hey, Cam.
Yeah, like, hey, what's up, Cam? Yeah.
Struggling your eyes.
Yeah. But it was a great conference, man. It was really good. I enjoyed myself. The sessions itself that took place on that stage were electrifying. I mean, we had like I said, we had Juju Watkins, Cameron Brink, talk about women's sports. We had a gentleman get on and talk about the future of sports betting. We had the CEOs and founders of DraftKings,
FanDuel was in there?
FanDuel.
Love FanDuel.
The four top, and there's two other sports betting platforms that I'm drawing a blank on. They were also
Prize Picks?
there. Prize Picks was there. And they were talking about the future of sports betting and how they each uniquely think they're going to position themselves to be the go-to player in that space. You had what's my guy name that used to be a general manager of the Warriors through all of their
Bob Myers.
Bob Myers. He spoke.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, he live out. Oh.
Yeah, he out
It's
there.
so
right.
funny how he got out of Golden State at the right time.
He did, and he ended up in Washington, and they're a good team. I mean, that man just
He
he a
got
winner.
the fuck up out of there.
He's a winner, man. He's a winner. His session was really profound, man, because he talked about how to know when it's the right time to exit. He talked
That's
about
what he
that.
spoke.
That's
how,
what he spoke about.
How
that.
strategic. They had him sit up there and
Why
talk
would you
about
not
that.
allow him to talk about that?
He's just such a movable piece. He's so like sleek. He just be in and out of spots. He's like a thief.
He started out
crazy.
in the business as an agent, as a sports agent. He used to be.
I did see that.
He was Kendrick Perkins' sports agent.
Was he?
Yeah, he represented Kendrick Perkins at a point.
Got Perk a little bit of money.
Got Perk paid. Perk
He
had
did.
longevity. I mean, Perk had longevity in the NBA. He played like 14, 15 seasons. That's
He cried when the Celtics traded him.
yeah, because
His feelings was hurt.
I don't know why y'all did that. Terrible franchise. But the conference,
crazy.
man. I will say
That's very crazy.
I'll be back again. There were a lot of people in the room who and LA got a certain vibe about it that I
It's just slow motion.
well, not
Chill.
even just slow motion. I sometimes feel like I genuinely like to meet people, not because I have strategy behind it. Like obviously strategy for me is the byproduct of it.
But LA said they so.
It's like,
What you do?
yeah, it's like, damn, bro. Like just
Yeah, my man. Like Roll Plus, you gonna tell your people to ease up out there a little bit or
settle
what?
down. And certain things feel a little superficial. It don't feel like you organically want to get to know me. It's like you want to organically get to know me because
Cause you say that all the time.
yeah,
You
like
say that
people
all the
don't.
time.
And I'm cool with that. Like I'm cool with like keeping things
But I feel like you're using me. Pause.
right. Like at least
crazy.
try to get to know my name. But it was a great conference. Great conference, man.
So what's the biggest message you had gained from Bob Myers when he was talking about knowing the time to exit?
Yeah, he just said that whenever you, especially in the world of sports, whenever you're going into roles that have a timeline on them, it's important to know when to make your exit. Like, because it's easy to get caught up in the run that Golden State was on, and you would have thought
Stay forever,
right? But he realized after their last championship, he said to himself, "I squeezed everything out of this." Like,
Did he say that?
he did in the interview. And sometimes people, especially in that side, like that's not relative to me because the way I look at my clients at courtside is that's for life, right? That's something I'm here. I'm not just here.
Yeah, like even when you stop playing, you're still family.
You're still family. I'm still your financial advisor. That doesn't change. You don't graduate from your financial.
He's talking from a business aspect.
Perspective. You got to know you got to start with the exit in mind. Yeah. How far can I take this before I gotta make a exit stage left and give somebody else the opportunity?
Great example of that would be, and then we move on. Mark Cuban buys the Mavericks at $250, sells a big portion for the team was worth $4 billion now.
Yep.
Celtics up for $4 billion after they win a championship, knowing when to get out.
Your owners learned from Mark Cuban.
Yeah, just get out while it's hot. And if it started not low, but you got everything you could out of it, you know what I'm saying? Like
you won a championship. Mark won a championship. They went to 2. You know what I mean?
What most do you want to get from it?
3. Right.
Is there anything you would change about your experience at the boardroom trip?
I would just say like being even more intentional about the people that I met because it was my first year going. I felt like I needed to talk to everybody because I just didn't want to leave meat on the table. But I would try to be more intentional about the people I'm speaking to. And I don't like that because that means I'm like name tag watching. And I don't like doing that. Like, because everybody had on a badge.
Yeah, everybody had the badge.
Like,
who that?
Never mind. I don't need to talk to Rob. I don't want to do that. So maybe not.
Because you never know who you're going to speak to.
That's what I'm saying. Because that person, even though they're not directly.
Right now.
Not even right now, but they may know the person I need to talk to.
Later.
So, You know what I mean? So you gotta.
It's genuinely built with everybody.
Yeah.
But you also can't meet everybody, like you said as well,
Correct,
too.
because there was a point in time where I was like,
this is a lot.
my social media was burnt
So,
out.
yeah.
I was like, all right, it's a wrap.
Let's switch gears a little bit. The W.
Yeah.
I know, recently, last time I had talked about the Cailtin Clark effect. It's to my understanding that she had 66 votes to Angel Reese's 1. How do you feel about that, and do you feel if Cailtin Clark deserved Rookie of the Year or not?
No question about it.
Okay.
No question about it. What she meant to the Fever, what she meant to the WNBA as a whole. She also, like, she just changed so much about the sport this year that I think she deserved that recognition. And the Indiana Fever was below 500 prior to the All-Star, prior to the Olympic break.
Correct, and she turned them up after.
And then they made the postseason.
Correct.
I thought they were going to be a lottery team again, bottom of the barrel.
Read off a couple of her accolades for you.
Let's read them.
She had the rookie scoring record, single season assist record,
Which is the best part of her game.
Yeah, rookie assist record, single game assist record, a first ever rookie with a triple-double, rookie 3-point record, single season double-double record for the guards, fastest player to get to 500 points and 200 assists, single season record for 20 and 10 games points and assists, the first rookie with 400 points, 100 rebounds, and 150 assists, and his first rookie to win Eastern Conference Player of the Month, and signed the 8-figure deal, obviously, with Nike, and led the Fever to the first playoff since 2016. So it's like
so that's a lot of
it's a lot of
I think what's happening right now in sports in general is we are making everything a record because we want to sell and market a story. Like, I mean, the stuff they come up with today is
they make up a lot. I'm not a huge stats guy. I'm just reading
like,
you.
Right,
this is the graphic they made for.
But
what does it really mean? Yeah,
I believe in the numbers, but does any of those numbers hold merit to anything? Like, she was the fastest player to get to 500 points and 200 assists. Like, huh? Like,
does that mean anything? Because they only play for 3 or 4. They only play for 3 or 4 months.
No, but it's just like, okay, like what? Like, what does that mean?
That's crazy. If I was saying this to you last week, I feel like you'd be giving me pushback.
Nah, man. I feel like we gotta stop inflating these numbers and
to make them mean more than what it is.
Yeah, and she got Rookie of the Year. That's gonna be the highlight of everything you just read.
I'm with you.
And the season, and she was the league. She was the first player in WNBA history to achieve. You just said 1,000 assists in a season or more.
No, I think it was 200.
200 assists in a season.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
but
I think it was.
All these, first player to score 50
Yeah, first
points,
player to get 500 points and 200 assists.
Like, what? That's
like, what does that mean?
That's not.
I will say this though, agreeing with you from the last time we met, I do think that Angel Reese deserved more than 1 vote.
She did.
I think her impact to the game is meant so much more. But I also, what I was explaining to you last week was, so much is cultivated around Cailtin Clark right now, where it was unanimous. Once she got the Indiana Fever in their position to be able to be in playoff contention, it was her.
Yeah, easy.
It was her, easy. Like, and then what? Nail in the coffin, Angel Reese get hurt.
Yep.
That's it.
Hurt her wrist.
Right? And that just gave her a little one. I think that's going to turn Angel Reese up next year, though.
Yeah.
Y'all only gave me 1?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to turn it up next year.
And
for sure.
Yeah.
If you were an NBA commissioner and the WNBA generated the same amount of money as the NBA,
the NBA?
Yes.
Okay.
If you were the WNBA commissioner and the WNBA generated the same amount of money as the NBA, would you pay the WNBA players the same amount?
Yes.
Why?
Because it shows. First of all, I would ask that the affiliation to the NBA, I would ask that they release us to allow us to be an independent league, which doesn't exist right now.
All right, explain what that means.
So currently, as it's structured, the NBA subsidizes the WNBA to be able to operate. Because if not, they would be operating in a deficit, and there would be no WNBA. Right?
Okay.
Most people don't know that. The thing is, if they had the ability to stand on their own 2 feet, I would ask for them to relinquish those rights so that we can stand on our own 2 feet, and at that cost, we would be able to pay our players what they're worth, without having the big brother over top of our shoulder, sort of telling us what we can and what we can't do. Okay. So, yeah, if they're generating the same amount of money as in the NBA all day long, write them checks, pay them women, them women.
I love that. I hope that we do get to a point in time where, because I believe Gabby Williams, she was talking so much about how, like, if the WNBA wants them to stay, they have to pay them a good amount of money. Like, $700,000 isn't enough. And she was saying players don't even make that right now. And then say, you want me to stay here in America? No, I have to go overseas and feed my family, and then I'll come back because there's different brand deals and different marketing that I may have here in America that I wouldn't get overseas. But you have to pay them what they're worth. And I know that they're working on that with the other teams coming. I think it's Golden State, Seattle possibly in the next couple of years as well. And I think Toronto.
No, Toronto.
Correct, is coming as well for the WNBA. So I do feel Gabby on that, and I think maybe in the next 3 to 5, maybe faster as the too fast.
That's too soon.
Well, not to make not high millions, but
you're not talking about like for them to have to make what the NBA players are making.
No, absolutely not.
We are
absolutely not. I'm talking about
we won't be allowed.
Cailtin Clark or Juju will be making $2 million a year.
Possibly.
That's what I see.
We're closer to that.
That's what I'm talking about.
We are for them to have equal pay.
No, I don't see WNBA players making $62 million a year.
No.
Not in now. Time, not right now.
Not now. We're some time away from that.
Okay.
But we're in a great spot because this reminds me, Cailtin and Angel remind me of who Magic and Larry Bird were to the NBA before they made
the way they flipped.
They
rejuvenated what the NBA needed at the time.
Yep.
Quick,
and then they laid the foundation for Michael.
Okay. Quick in and out. Who you got? Obviously Liberty is there. Sun Lynx. Who you having at coming out that series?
It's gonna be Suns, Connecticut Sun versus Liberty. And I think the Connecticut Sun have a real good shot at winning.
You got the Sun beating the Lynx?
Yeah.
Smoking.
Yeah. We could talk about that offline.
Yeah.
But I think I got them beating the Lynx.
They look real shaky last game, to be honest. Alyssa Thomas looked. I get you took the flight back, a little tired.
Yeah.
Maybe wasn't really hitting threes like that. They just couldn't get into that next drive in the fourth quarter. They were struggling all game, but the Lynx are on their ass right now.
Well, they just beat the Lynx yesterday. Did you watch that game? Or because I think you were talking about 2 games ago. Last night.
It's 2-1 right now.
No, it's 2-2, baby.
It's 2-2?
It's 2-2. They tied it up last night.
Where's next game?
Next game, I believe it's
Minnesota.
It's in Minnesota. Yeah. They were a higher seed.
Minnesota.
Nah.
Minnesota's over.
Connecticut.
Collier? How you put him? Collier?
Nafisa. Collier.
Collier, I think.
Yeah,
30 balls. 30 ball next game.
She's a hooper.
She's a hooper. She make it look easy.
For sure.
All right, so I got these last couple quick hitters before we get out of here. Pros and cons to Cat and the Julius Randle trade. Who won out of that, and who do you think is...
I don't think there was no winner or loser. I mean, you can say that New York got a little bit better because they got somebody that can stretch the floor even more, right?
Okay.
Jalen Brunson is going to be able to really operate now that he has somebody that's truly a pick and pop 5. I think Cat is also out of place. He's voiced that he doesn't want to play the 5. He wants to play the 4. So Cat's going to have to get in and do the dirty work against people like Joel Embiid.
It's going to wear him out.
Yeah. They can't.
He's not going to like that at all.
They're going to wear him out. And they can't wait until they get Mitchell Robinson back because he's going to be the guy down there doing the dirty
On top of Thibodeau making you play all 60 minutes of the game.
Yep, for 82 games.
You know that's not Cat's speed.
Yeah, no.
He's not going to like that.
That's gonna be.
He might request a trade. He might like I don't
know if he's gonna request it. It's gonna be
because he coached them at a point in time. Remember, Thibodeau was in with Jimmy Butler for a little bit.
There. Yeah, with Andrew Wiggins.
But I mean, that's a younger Cat. You know what I'm saying? But it's not
like that.
You know, Thibodeau, he gonna get everything he can.
He gonna get everything. He gonna squeeze everything he can out of Cat.
That's gonna be tough. I think Julius made them a little bit smaller, and the ball isn't gonna move as much. I'm not gonna label him as a ball stopper, but
they needed that
Julius
bully.
Randle does make them tougher.
I
will say that for sure.
They need a bully.
And Cat is not a bully.
No, and neither is Rudy Gobert.
But Cat, you did do a great job in guarding Jokic last season in the playoffs. I will admit that. But Julius Randle just has a tougher aura to him, I would say, in my opinion.
Yeah, and they need because Rudy Gobert also is,
correct.
Yeah, they needed that bully to be down there. They needed a wolf. They needed a wolf.
Man. Is Brandon BJ Boston, is he finally gonna have come out season this year for him with
The Clippers?
Spurs? No, he's with y'all now on Brandon Boston. Play Sierra Canyon with Bronny?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I didn't know he's on the Spurs?
Yeah.
Nah, I didn't know. How did he get to San Antonio? You sure about that?
Come on, bro.
I think he's still out there in LA, man.
Nah, bro. That's your man.
Brandon Boston?
I'm pretty sure that's your man, right?
Nah, that's not my man. Him?
That's not your man?
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
You've been working hard this week.
I actually didn't know that.
You
That
didn't?
is news for me.
That wasn't on your news. That wasn't on your newsletter.
I got to figure out how that happened because
What you said? Make a call. You should probably.
I could probably make a call about that. I like what you did there, man.
Last one. We gonna get out of here.
But he might have. He's gonna have a breakout year. He's gonna get the minutes.
This is the year. He fits the system. It's time.
Yeah. This is. He has to.
Correct.
Has to.
I'm with you.
Very important for his next contract.
Is JJ Reddick gonna exceed his expectations with the Lakers, even if it doesn't pan out in the ring? We know Lakers society.
You can't meet the expectations and not win the ring if you're in LA. It's the Lakers. The goal for them right now is championship or bust. They have the best dynamic duo in the NBA, in my opinion, than Bruin and AD.
Yeah.
And then they have spent money on this roster. They brought in, he has a hell of a coaching staff with him. Scott Brooks, Nate McMillan.
Got Phil Handy out of there?
Yeah, Phil's not there anymore.
Damn, that's tough.
But they have a staff around him. So they are invested in winning the championship.
Damn, they got Phil out of there?
Yeah, shout out to 94 feet a game, man. Phil that's my guy, man. He's
Phil
a great
was
dude,
you met him?
I haven't met him in person, but
Okay.
like that's my guy. Like I can feel
He feel like my uncle.
Yeah, I feel his presence through the camera, man. Like he one of those guys that's like a basketball junkie,
Savant.
a realist. I'm having trouble reading this coverage. Like, can you break this down to me?
He'll take the time.
He about to break it down to you and really like nurture you. So somebody like him, man, they gotta find it. He need to be in the locker room somewhere. Get his opportunity.
Assistant head coach.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
I didn't know, we could get out of here, that he was with LeBron in Cleveland.
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yes.
I didn't know LeBron brought him. I didn't.
Yeah.
I missed that. Yeah. And then now he just started.
He with the Lakers.
LeBron was like, wherever I go from here on, I'm going to make sure you.
You ready for this? Did you know he was in Toronto?
I did. I heard that.
Oh, okay.
I did. I didn't see that, but I did hear that.
He was in Toronto too.
I did.
With that 19 championships.
Kawhi, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he went to the Lakers. Correct.
Then he went to the Lakers.
I did.
So, absolutely, man.
Absolutely. Till next time, my boy.
Yes, sir. Appreciate
All
you
love.
having me, man.
Yes, sir.